50-some years. We go back a long way. Literally, Miss Glenn was in my wedding 37 years ago. She's a good friend of my wife. She's one of my wife's bridesmaids. And she has a brother that is my cousin. So we're like family almost to that part. And I just want to say on behalf of the mayor, the city council, all city employees, Miss Glenn, you will be missed.
Amen. Amen, brother.
May God bless you and your family. And the angels are watching over you as we speak. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, with that being said, we will be discussing this, Miss Glenn, again later on the agenda. And she is one of the amended agendas. We have two, so we do have to amend the agenda today to add those two resolutions. If no question, the chair entertain a motion to amend the agenda.
So moved. Second, brother.
President, may I say something first for you a minute?
Mm-hmm.
One of the resolution, right? It doesn't state the one to appoint Chief Simmons to Chief Police, right? It doesn't state a salary in here.
Okay.
So I'm going to recommend that hold off to the next meeting, but since you already got a second.
Well, no, this is what we do. We hadn't voted on it. We just added it to the agenda. It hadn't been voted on. So once we add it to the agenda and discuss it, then we vote on it. Okay? You understand?
Yes,
so all we voting now is to add it to the agenda.
Yes,
okay? All right. Motion and been second. Any further to file? You understand?
I understand.
All right. All in favor, right hand. Pose the same sign. Motion carried. Now the chair will entertain a motion to adopt the working agenda for today.
I so move, President.
All right. Motion has been made and been second. All in favor, right hand, please. Pose the same sign. Motion carried. Okay. All right. First on the agenda is the mayor's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year's to ones who I haven't spoken with. I start off with my deepest condolences to the family. I want to reiterate what President Stevenson stated. She will be truly missed. She has always been a pillar of the community. Her legacy is going to live long for a very long time. Miss Dorothy Dot Glenn, her funeral will be at Friendship Baptist Church, January 17th, 2026 at 2 p.m. I'd like to move on to, there's a discussion that we will participate in the resolution. I have presented a couple names for the election commission. As stated on the paper, you can see what ward they come from. They have a strong background. They have done resolution boards. They have ran elections, polls, and things of that nature. These are the candidates that was recommended by Mr. Preston Radley. In the handout I gave you, Mr. Councilman McCoy, you asked about what the projected revenue for wastewater.
Yes, sir.
The first one is the one for the previous month. Behind it is the projected amount of increase.
Okay.
If you have any questions, feel free to interject. The study agenda, I would like the city to take this into a study agenda. It's the vacant abandoned structure registration. According from last time, we spent over $230,000 due to dilapidation. We have a lot of people who purchase different buildings, structures, lots and things of that nature, but have no interest of recouping or redeveloping that property. The city of Hattiesburg and Vicksburg has created an ordinance where the owners have to do a registry with the city. to make sure that they provide a plan of what they would like to do, as well as provide insurance on their property, just in case if a fire breaks out or anything happens. And the city is being required to oversee the demolition or cleanup, anything of that nature. So this pretty much makes the owners be liable of the property that they purchase. In the handout, you have a copy of the information as well as a breakdown of how it has been implemented. If you have any questions, feel free to interject. At this moment, I want to give the floor to Chief Seraphine Simone to give you updates of various transactions that are happening within the city as well as the state of the police department.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Chief.
As far as us being in office, administration, approximately 2 months, we have seen numerous things that have changed in the department, which are for the good, which is what we were wanting in-house. As long as we can fix things in-house, we're going to be good on the outside. My deepest condolences to Ms. Dorothy Land and all the people that were affected in the past 2 weeks with all these shootings and everything. Speaking a little bit about all that. I believe personally I had the roughest week and a half of my life, going on personal and work. If it wasn't for the staff, friends, family that I'm working with now, I think me personally, it would have been a disaster, and they know why. And company guys know why, and I appreciate you guys calling me and all that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. But going through it, it's been a tough week and a half. Sergeant May is in stable condition. He is doing very good, excellent. He was at the office yesterday, walking around and looking for his duty stuff. So he's coming along very well, and we thank God that he's still with us. That's the report on that. We have that situation under control with the NBI, who's actually, they came out, they helped us assess the situation. Everything's still under investigation on that case. But given thanks to local and state agencies, it was very well responded. The response time was well. Shout out to LaFleur County SO, Carroll County SO, Winona PD showed up, NBI showed up, Jackson SWAT member showed up. I mean, it was just a overall emergency that was handled very well with nobody else getting injured. Everything else going on with the other shootings, everything is still under investigation. We do have suspects in custody for a couple of for a murder. We'll brief everybody on names and all that pictures once we can get everything under control and everything out. Because like I said, it's been a rough week and a half. And we have a lot of information to pass on, but we want to give out the exact information that is real to us. Not just, we want to give out the information that when we say, hey, this was done, this was done. We don't want to give out, just speculations of what's going on. Concerns about a lot of shootings going around in town. We have talked to, like I said, local and state agencies who have been responding very well. We are going to do a saturation detail with them as soon as possible. I know everybody wants answers quick, and we do too, but some of these things take a little bit of time, and it takes a little bit of patience, which sometimes is something that we don't have right now because of the situation that we're in. So everybody's moving along very good, answering meetings and everything else. So we'll just ask for a little bit of time and to have everything in place the way we want to give it and present it to the people and make sure we're living in the same town like it used to be. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, and hopefully we can get answers very quick on everything else. The reports on guns that have been collected from 2017 until now are over 500 guns collected. In the past 2 months while we were in office doing administration, I think we have collected a little over 15 guns in about a month and a half, 2 months. So our patrolling has gone a little bit more out there. We have done a lot of recruiting. Captain Gibson and the recruiting department has done a wonderful job for us. I know we've been sitting in office doing interviews after interviews, and as of right now, I think we have recruited approximately 6 or 7 new officers in the past month and a half, 2 months. We have more guys coming in for interviews. Tomorrow morning, we're booked up with interviews. So as of right now, the hiring process has been excellent for us right now to get people back on the street, to get our shifts filled. We'll love to get back to 7 or 8 people on shift, and we're lacking maybe 6 people to hire. Then we'll be fully staffed on the streets. So that's a good thing for Greenwood. The morale at the department has been nothing but great in receiving us, the new administration there, and we have 0 to no complaints there with other officers actually working together and making this a family again. So again, to me, myself, I want to thank you all for giving me a chance, an opportunity of doing this, Mayor. I appreciate it. I know, we always have talked really good about the situation that we have been playing, but I'm going to take the mayor's word. It's not just by speaking, it's about showing it. And that's what we're actually doing. And I couldn't do it all on my own. Everybody around me has been doing a wonderful job at it. And I think we have been pulling up pretty good numbers. And hopefully we can get the city running the way we want it and keep everybody safe real soon. Then add anything? Yes, I'm sorry. We do have 4 recruits in the academy as of right now. They actually left Sunday. Hopefully to get them back on the street by end of March, April. Get them certified out on the streets, and send 4 or 5 more in the academy that we do have personnel to send again. So like I said, our numbers are looking really good right now, and hoping to keep the numbers. As of right now, everybody that we have hired have stayed, and we actually haven't lost any people, and we actually are retaining officers, which is good.
Okay.
Chief, that's our report for it.
Okay. I like to just commend y'all. Keep up the good work. I know it's hard. People don't realize it, but I know the work y'all go through. I appreciate Chief, Captain, all y'all leadership. At our next meeting, if possible, if he's feeling up to it, I would like to see Sergeant May. Okay, to bring him to our next meeting. I would love to see him. We just want to thank him and look him in his eyes and thank him. So if he's feeling up to it, now I know if he's not feeling up to it, we'll just say at a meeting in the future.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we want to see him. So please have him at our next meeting, okay? If he's up to it, okay? Is that all right with the council?
Yes,
yeah, that's okay. All right.
Can I ask a question about New Year's Eve, about all the gunfire?
Sure.
What do you do about that? I don't know how you respond.
With
to
a lot of
it.
gunfire, excuse me, where you go? I'm sorry. With a lot of gunfire going on in the city and county, we did have numerous officers out that were actually off to come in to help out these shifts and calls. We actually had the sheriff department also join in with us. They had an extra patrol out as well, so we kind of joined together. And Captain Galvin here done an amazing job of getting people out and patrolling and actually trying to put a dent in something. But in New Year's, it's kind of hard. Out of my 15 years working, every New Year is the same. And we're not the only town that gets, shots fired and it goes crazy. It's everywhere. We have to. It's hard to understand it, but we're trying to do our best to do it. When we ride and we see people shooting, we do take them to jail or do confront them as well. But we also have to take caution because we do want to go home at the end of the night as well. So that's we can have the entire department out, and it will still be the same thing as every year has been, for the past years. So like I said, we do have extra patrol out. But the thing that is going to help us out is people actually calling us and letting us know what's going on. A lot of people see what's going on with their neighbors and they don't want to call because they don't want to get involved. So I guess that's one thing also that will really help out. And the community has been helping us a lot this past few months. They have with all the shootings that we had numerous of tips come in through through us, or just through hotlines or whatever. The Crime Stoppers thing actually helps out a lot. So we commend the people. They don't want to just call us and give up names because they don't want to go to court because they're afraid, and we understand that. But the community has responded very well. They have called us, but on the New Year's, it's hard to try to control it because everybody just wants to get out and shoot. You're looking at a department from 40 people trying to stop a whole town from shooting, so it gets kind of rough.
It's a tough job.
Yes,
It's tough.
sir.
I guess what I'm thinking is people think of it as tradition. It is hard to break tradition.
Right.
That's what it is. And like you said, it happens everywhere. It's a tradition. Now it's dangerous.
They're not as dangerous.
It's not as dangerous, right? And it's just hard to break tradition. So, and I know, and I tell people all the time, police officers have family too. And you just can't approach somebody who got guns all the time without being very, very careful.
I agree.
Y'all have families to go home to.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, and I understand that.
This past New Year's, I've seen it with my own eyes because I was out for a little bit myself. I'm not a guy that stays in office. You're going to see me ride around. You're going to see me work as well. That's what I like to do. And Chief Lee tries to pull my string at times, but that's just what I like to do. But I did see these guys out on New Year's Eve. And I personally saw them take off after, hearing a drum is more than 50 rounds going on. And these guys were chasing around like nothing. So, like I said, we had officers out, but it's kind of hard when you have shots fired here, just different locations. And, with not so many officers that you can put on the street to cover it.
Mr. Jennings?
I've got a question. I know it's hard to catch with like predicting where lightning is going to strike, and I pray for y'all's abilities. I don't know how you get in these kids' heads to realize how dangerous it is. My daughter, when she was a senior in high school, I know I've told this before, there were about 7 kids standing around the hood of a car at midnight over on West Harding somewhere, and 2 of them are doctors now. Right in the middle of the hood, a .30-06 round came down and went through the hood. I can imagine what it would do to a child's head. Could have been my daughter. And that cut down 3 grandchildren and a great son-in-law. I'm talking, the brain has got, I don't know how you have to get in these people's heads that it's shoot in the ground. I mean, by golly, not up in the air. Because I got a brand new roof on my building over here, $20,000 roof, put on there about 8 years ago. 7 rounds of ammunition on my little bitty space. I have this fear somebody's going to be in town from out of town. The bullet's going to go through the living window or somebody's window. And it happened in Tupelo, my little hometown. It hit somebody. And that is going to spread fast. The internet can handle it. And it doesn't take but one trigger pull to change the whole momentum of whatever Greenwood's got going and fights to keep going to a good place to come visit. And that's, tourism is a big deal.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, I don't know how you do it. It's a concept like predicting where lightning's going to strike.
Yes, sir.
You figure that out, you can figure this out.
That's right. Yes, sir. I agree.
Okay.
President.
Yes, sir, Mr. McCoy.
I want to thank y'all guys for the job y'all do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I know it's not an easy job, it's a tough job. But thank y'all guys out there working for our city, though. Look, one thing, Chief. Back there a couple of months ago, we used to have a little text message thing go around. When something happened going on now, the council and the council and the mayor, we all know about it. We get several phone calls sometime on what's going on. And we have to call ourselves to find out.
Yes, sir.
But the text message will help us a lot, though.
Okay.
That we can tell our constituents in our ward exactly what's going on when they call us, though.
Yes,
We do call. They call anybody on this council, though. They don't know what's going on. We used to have that.
Okay.
And they have found so much in that communication now with us, though, with our citizens now.
Yeah.
Tell them what's going on.
Yes, sir. I mean, if y'all like us to implement that, I mean, we can,
Yes, sir.
if it's all right with the mayor.
Yeah.
We can get a group text going.
Yes, sir.
And just add everybody on here, especially with Chief Leach.
Yes,
and we can log communications on there when incidents happen. That way we can all be aware. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Well, thank you,
Do
President.
the fact what
Thank you.
That was a big help.
Big
a
help.
legal issue.
We'll do to the council have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's been done in the past, so I don't know. You have to ask them, and we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Thank y'all, folks. And like I said, keep up the good work and appreciate that report. Okay. Okay. Ask John and we'll discuss it later. Okay. Okay. That's the end of your report, Mel?
I have a question for the mayor.
Let me see if that's the end of his report yet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The election commission, Ward 3, Ward 7, and Ward 1.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, these people come, we get to see who they are. I probably know some of these people. I'm sitting there. Sometimes I have to look at my phone and find out who I am. But, just to find out a little bit about them.
Right.
That's an important appointee of the city. And it's just good to meet them.
Right.
Who they are. You see them.
I agree with that.
So I didn't ask for a resolution. I was just giving you the names.
No.
Their intention is to bring them to the council to provide information about themselves.
Yeah, I really like that, especially one in my ward, Christopher Carpenter. I just looked up to see if I knew him. It's not on any of my social things, but we'd love to talk to him and just see what his vision of Greenwood is and his ideas about making our city a better place. The election commission, that's the gatekeepers, of the vote. That's my question.
Okay. Ms. McCoy?
One question for the mayor. Mayor, on these vacant abandoned houses, are some of those houses there state-owned property house you're talking about? Or are those all just vacant houses owned by different people?
So we can't require the state to register for like personal entities.
Okay.
Will. All the information is listed on the back of it.
Okay.
And I'll give you detailed information about the ordinance.
Okay. So what do you do about state-owned property then? I know a lot of those are vacant. A lot of folks are sleeping in those at night.
So what we can do is try to come into agreement with the state to see if they can be either donated to an organization or to the city, and we can use it for any specific things, or even try to set it out for ourselves. Because right now, in most cases, when the state property is overgrown, we have to foot that bill of keeping it clean.
And you never pay for returns back for the lease.
Correct.
They pay back at least once a month, once a year.
I was going to say, we've always talked about putting teeth in that ordinance.
Yeah, we have.
And if this a way the mayor got to putting teeth in it, I think it's a good thing.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea. So we've talked about this several times, to know, and to making that ordinance better for the city. Mm-hmm. And if this makes it better and costs the taxpayer less money, I think, move on with it. Yeah, move on with it. Yeah.
Because we have addressed that several times by putting more teeth in.
Put more teeth. So we've addressed that a lot of times. So if this can help, we all for it.
Yes, sir. I think it's a good idea.
Yep, we all for it.
I think Mr. Russell was going to interject, or you want to do it now? I was going to wait till the next meeting.
What it does is I met with some of the planners down at the Hattiesburg area, and they did this to put more emphasis on the ownership, that they would now you're liable for it. You either sell it or you take care of it, and that's the crux of the matter. And plus, with all the people breaking into the places and doing what they do, you're liable. You have to keep it boarded up. That'll help us on the boarding up of it, the cleaning of it, and we have a lot of people way off. They buy these properties and don't pull down the deed to the property, and it's hard to track them down to figure out who owns the property. But I got several places out here that squatters are sitting in, and some of them say they legally own it, but they don't own it. And so what it is, it holds them more accountable. That's the only way that's one of the only ways that we can ever do this. We got to start holding people accountable for the property that they own. Because if not, then you can just push it off on anybody, treat it any kind of way, and then we receive the liability on it. So that's one of the reasons why we tried to, we're trying to implement this portion.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Okay. All right. moving right along, I did want to mention one more thing before we go further in the agenda. Mrs. McCoy, Mr. McCoy's wife, lost her mother, child's mother-in-law. So, and they funeralizing Mrs. Hempier, Lizzie Hempier. Yeah, Lizzie Hempier, Saturday at New Zion at 11 a.m. And that's Mr. McCoy's mother-in-law. Same thing. Okay. This Saturday, 11 a.m., New Zion.
Thank you, President.
Okay. And before we move on, somebody just walked in, and I do want to recognize her, Miss Drika, one of Miss Dyke Glenn's closest relatives, niece. And Miss Drika, will you stand, please? This who took care of Miss Dyke Glenn. So
hello, Councilman.
yeah, this who took care of Miss Dyke Glenn. So I had to recognize her.
Yes, I did.
She took care of her. So while she doing her illness, so I just want to say, job well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Our funeral is January-6-17 at 2:00 at Friendship.
At Friendship. Okay.
And Central has her body.
Okay.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All righty. Public agenda. Nothing on the public agenda today. Nothing on the policy issue agenda. Number 5, the routine items agenda. We have the consent agenda. Any questions? Under the consent agenda, it's just 2 of them, but we still gonna take them in a block. No question.
I saw it in my block, President.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to do the consent agenda in a block. Any further? If not, all in favor, right hand, please. Right hand, please. You're not voting on it?
No.
You abstaining or what? Oh, you opposes?
Opposed.
You opposing the consent agenda? Okay. You got that? Okay. All right, routine items agenda. A resolution authorizing the city of Greenwood to place speed bumps in certain designated areas. That is me, Ward 3, and that is on River Road as you come out of the front door of the hospital. People walking right out having issues with can't see the car soon they walk out the door, and we need to slow down traffic right there. I've talked with Mr. Green about it, and we putting it on the resolutions for it's the parking lot, but the city owns the parking lot.
Okay.
You know, so it's not the main River Road. It's the parking lot. Soon as you come out of the River Road entrance, that's where the speed bumps will go.
So it's not going to be on the road. It's going to be in a
No, it's going to be on the road.
Okay.
It's going to be on the road, not where you turn in and the loop. No, it's going to be on the road.
Okay.
Dennis Mitchell, head of security, called me and said they needed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why the hospital wants it.
No.
And because it's city property, they can't do it.
Okay.
So we have to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Jennings.
In Jackson, by Jackson Academy, and in Houston, where Sarah lives on the street, they have speed humps.
Mm-hmm.
They're more effective in speed bumps because if you're really going over by the speed limit, people hit a speed bump just like this. I mean, people here, I do in the shopping center, you just go boom, boom, keep on going. But this thing, if you hit that speed hump, it's a long slope.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Jennings.
Tear your car.
Cost effective, though. Is they more effective than a regular speed bump, or are they about the same?
Well, the issue is trying to get people to slow down.
I understand.
That's the only reason the problem is this to be solved.
But speed bump does the same thing.
You know, people pay big tax dollars for smooth streets. They whine about potholes, but they don't complain much about speed bumps. I put my camera up in front of one I had in front of Michael Adams' house, my little GoPro camera. It stayed there till the battery was out. It was about, what they run, Richard, about 2 hours. And about 6 people slowed down. Everybody else went. I mean, that problem solved.
Well,
I will bring that video down here for 2 hours and you can watch it.
No, I wouldn't doubt nothing you said, Mr. Jennings. I wouldn't doubt nothing you said. We already have these speed bumps and stops, so it's no expense to the city. But in the future, I would hope you and maybe Mr. Green can get together and see what kind of cost effective this would be to do those. You know, instead of regular speed bumps. So we're not disagreeing. We just want to know the cost of them. So is that something Mr. Green can look into?
Yeah, look at it.
You look into it. Okay.
We're gonna solve that problem.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate that.
They really do. They don't tear your car up, but they make you slow down. If you go over one, you're going fast. The front end will come off the ground, the back end will come off the ground. And next time you lower it through and you say, oh, I'm going to slow down. And then we got a problem. I know everybody probably against that or for or again, whatever it is, but the only reason the problem is this is to solve it. That's all the problem is. Once you solve it, what you got? No problem. So let's try to get to a solution rather than just a pebble in the road, There's potholes in there. They'll run over potholes. You call it and just trying to slow traffic down. That's a pretty pothole. Does the same thing, tear your car up. Cars are expensive.
All right, Johnny.
That's my stand, no matter how far controversial, I still stand.
Yeah, I need to. Okay, Chair make the motion.
I second that, President.
All right, all in favor, right hand. Opposed, the same sign. Motion carried. All right, we going to our 2 amended resolutions. I go to this one first. Mr. Powell was asking about a resolution confirming the nomination and appointment of Safarin Simone Jr. as Chief of Police for the city of Greenwood in Floyd County, Mississippi. Okay.
Don't have any. I think he deserved his position, but the resolution is not complete.
Okay.
Can I interject on that?
Yes, sir.
So his salary will remain the same. He will be evaluated after a year. In the budget, it has a line where the max or what the police chief is what it is.
Okay.
He will be evaluated after a year, and the progression will begin. But right now, his salary will remain where it is.
Okay.
Okay. I guess.
That remain is the same as the last chief of police. Is that right?
No, the salary that he has now.
What, you making now?
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
President.
So has that changed since Chief Craft was here?
No, yeah. Well, he's making less than Chief Craft.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, if we don't want to mention a figure, and that's understandable.
Right.
But, Attorney, do you think it still needs to be in the resolution?
I was just thinking it typically it's not. I mean, it's a department head, and we've never had the salary in the resolution appointing public works chief, fire chief, police chief, city attorney, and that's really an executive matter for the mayor and within the budget.
Yeah.
But still, the council has a right to know if they're going to vote on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fine. He provides you information.
Go ahead. Mr. McCoy.
President, I think the last one we did approve had a salary in the president.
Right.
Yeah. It wouldn't have had a salary printed out what they were making.
Yeah, we don't, at least we should, know in the resolution if we don't even got to say it loudly.
My president, we have nothing against the chief, done a good job. Why don't we just table this and let's go back and redo the resolution, put in this salary in there and bring it back on the 20th of January. That'd be the same thing. We're gonna approve it, but you need to know what's going on with it.
Okay.
So is that a line item in our budget?
Yes.
In the budget line item.
It's a budget line item. Mm-hmm.
So it could be amended.
Okay.
Already.
Okay. All right. It's the mayor have asked, do you want to amend it or just wait and come back?
Whatever council want to do now. I just want to sit and
I mean,
put
if
that
it's a
on.
line item in the budget, I think if we amend it, I think that should be fine.
Okay. I guess my only question is, it being an amended agenda and we did not see it on the resolution, do the council feel there's time enough to make this vote today? Or that you need 2 weeks to take it in and maybe hear from your constituents? That's up to the council.
Is that going to have a bearing whether we vote for him or not? It is what it is.
Okay.
It's in like
Yeah, I mean, believe me, I understand me. Take it from me, the salary not going to be an issue.
I know.
The salary, take it from me. The salary not going to be an issue. I'm like the mayor. He can evaluate it. He might even deserve more. I don't know, but evaluate it and raise him in the future. My issue is we just finding out about it. That we was gonna make interim chief permanent. What, yesterday?
I found today.
Today, and that's the only issue I have with it is the newness of it. The salary I don't have a problem with. So I mean, and honestly, I think interim chief is worthy.
He's worthy.
But I'm just saying, do y'all want to take it in, absorb it, and vote on it at the next meeting? Or y'all want to go ahead and do it? Do y'all feel comfortable in doing it right now?
Well, President.
Yes, sir.
Let me back it with the city attorney now. I think city attorney said something a minute ago was incorrect. And I think the last time we voted on any department here, the salary was in the resolution, President.
Okay.
I think Mayor Coughlin
I stand corrected.
It was in there. It was in the thing. And I think, I have nothing against you. An outstanding job and a good job. I think what we're paying him really is a small amount of money.
And like I said, I'm on board with the salary. I'm over the salary part, but other than putting it in there.
Yes, sir. And I think
so. If you want to come back in 2 weeks, put the salary in there, Mayor, and we vote on it. He still would be within his 90-day.
That's true.
Thing. I don't think. I can't say everybody. I speak for myself. As far as him being voted for, I think he's doing a good job.
Doing a great job.
Yeah. So I just think it's the newness of it, and you all might want to hear from constituents or what, now that we know that he would be on the agenda in 2 weeks, and your constituents might come to you or what, I don't know, but that's me, but I'm for whatever the council wants because I think he's doing a good job. So.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we vote on it.
All righty.
I second that.
All right, we got a motion and a second.
You already know whether you're going to vote on it.
President.
Yes, sir.
One question, President. So, Mayor, you will come back in the year, Mayor, and reevaluate it then? Then you'll bring that back before the city council?
That's right.
Okay. I have no problem with that then. You can follow the procedure then.
All right.
And you got a motion and a second.
Motion and a second. That's all we need.
Okay.
The motion and a second. That's it we need. Any further?
No further, President.
All in favor, right hand. Poses, same sign. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations, Chief. Chief, give me your phone number before you leave, please. And Marvin, I want your phone number. Okay. Your phone number the same as the phone Betty had?
Yes, sir.
I got you then.
Same voicemail.
I got you. I need Chief Simone phone number, okay?
Fred will have a talk with him.
Okay. All right. The next resolution which is one I'm not for. I will say that now, but by statute, we got to do it, okay? But it said a resolution declaring a vacancy in the office of the council member for Ward 6 and calling a special election to fill the unexpired term. Now, I'm going to let our attorney explain this to him because we've had some discussions about it.
Yeah.
And I've discussed it with a couple other members. All I was asking for is let's get her put in the ground first. Let's get her buried first before we declare this seat vacancy.
Right.
Yeah, that's in order. So I don't know what we can do, but by statute, I'm going to let the attorney explain to it. But I do have to follow the law. But I will say most of the council is not for this.
We're not for that.
We're not for this. We don't want to declare her seat at least till we get her buried.
Yes, sir.
That's the way I feel. But attorney, I'm gonna give you the floor.
Yeah, and I certainly understand the sentiment, and Mr. Stevenson expressed that to me, and it seemed somewhat disrespectful. But statutorily, upon a vacancy, which includes the death of a city councilman, woman, or someone moving outside of their ward, the statute, which is section 2315-857, states that when there is a vacancy and the unexpired term exceeds 6 months, which it does, the governing authorities of the city shall make and enter on the minutes an order for an election to be held in the city and fix a date upon which the election shall be held at the next regular meeting after the vacancy occurs, or at a special meeting to be held not less than 10 days after the vacancy occurs, whichever occurs first. And of course, Ms. Glenn passed away on January 2nd. This is our next regular city council meeting. So it's required by law, and the law requires the city council, the governing authority, to move swiftly and deliberately, and it's not out of any disrespect for Ms. Glenn, but what it is respect for the position, respect for the citizens of her ward, that they should be without representation for the shortest period possible. And so it's an important position, and it shouldn't be left vacant for long. Not to mention, the council can tie 3-3 with only 6 serving city councilmen. And so that's the reason to not move deliberately and pursuant to the statute would be a violation of the law. So it's certainly no disrespect to Ms. Glenn of the job she's done. What it is respect for the position she held and for her constituents. And so I was shocked. I've been around about 16 years in City Hall. I've never had this occur. So I had to do my research. So it requires that the council declare the seat vacant and to move quickly, setting a special election within 45 days at the latest. Notice has to be published in the paper for qualified candidates of the ward to submit a petition to City Hall and an election to be set. Now, it can't be less than 30 days from the vacancy, nor more than 45 days, which puts us between February 6th and February 21st. What I put in the resolution is February 17th, which is a Tuesday, a typical election day, and pushes the later date. But it does require us to move swiftly, and that's the best explanation I can give.
So, what do we have? And let me understand that we have to declare this vacancy within 10 days of her passing.
Correct.
Okay, and she passed on the 2nd.
Right.
So we got until the 12th. If
13th. It's actually the first regular scheduled meeting, which would be today, or at a specially called meeting within 10 days, which would give you till next Tuesday. But then it says, or whichever occurs first, and this meeting is what occurs first. Okay. So I don't want to be the bad guy, but the law is what it is.
Wow.
And reading on, there's no exceptions that we can wait. I would feel much, much better in doing it at our next meeting. At least by then, she would be had her funeral, she would be put away, and all that.
I understand.
But there's no leeway to wait till another meeting.
Not pursuant to the statute. Now, what the repercussions of not abiding by the law is, I don't know. If the Secretary of State, comes down and reprimands the city, I couldn't find what a violation of the statute would be. I don't want to find out. And I sent the statute to each city council member.
What Ronnie said is, it's Dot's ward, and she needs to have rest in peace knowing her ward has representation on this board. She fought hard to get down here, and with the ideas and things she wanted to have done, and if all y'all in your ward, y'all would like to have representation on this council, or it'd be us against y'all. And I think that you just, Dot wants you to move on. Somebody mentioned a while ago her passion for her award and what she did, and she wouldn't want that to be a legal kangaroo deal. Life goes on, and that ward needs to be represented. So it's
and believe me, Johnny, we're not saying that ward does not need to be represented.
But I know.
My only issue with it, I would rather we go ahead and have her funeral, get her funeralized and all that. That's my only issue with it.
Well, you're talking about,
and that's just 2 weeks.
Funeral and do it, but now
2 weeks.
Do that, but
that's it. We're not talking about prolonging this any longer, but at least get her funeralized. That is my issue.
True. Beyond that, but I would just like for the process to start when it's an appropriate time within the law. Because there's some qualified people surely in that ward, and they need to have time to get.
It's not about that, Johnny. It's not about qualified people. I'm sure it is. 2 weeks not going to kill nobody. That's all I'm saying. It's not about that. 2 weeks will not hurt nobody. All right.
Who first?
Who first?
President, I agree with you, President. Attorney, is that counting weekends too? We don't count the weekends, do we? But those weekends not counting in there, what that put us at?
The specially called meeting within, even when I excluded the weekends, it does not get us to her funeral day. We need to get State Farm to give us a new calendar, but I counted out and excluded Saturdays and Sundays are excluded. But even if we ignored the fact that this is the first regularly called meeting and have a specially called meeting, I think, I don't have the calendar, but it gets us to 2 or 3 days before the funeral.
I'm asking another question too. I know we break statutes sometime all the time. We do, President.
No, yeah.
What would it do if we called down the Secretary of State office and let him know what's going on? Because I understand what the President said. I hate to have a funeral and a seat be vacant and we ain't had a funeral yet. What would that do for us, President America? You ever thought about that? We call down there and explain to them what we're going to do? That'll give us a little more time for all if you tell us we can be okay with that. I do can't you, man.
I do apologize.
You okay, I'm not sure what can we do because I'm like President. Now I hate for us to open that water for election and our funeral is on the 17th. We can make it about a few more days.
That's a hard pill to swallow. I believe in cherishing her life, but at the same time, I believe in following orders. So then this is a conundrum that we're in. So I leave it up to the council, whatever the council chooses to do.
Well, again, we have broke order before, President.
Well, I mean, but I don't like breaking it and knowing it. The attorney has spoken. He has sent it to me in writing. What I was asking was there any leeway or special exceptions? I think the attorney has said no. I just want the public to know. I'm not for it.
Yes, sir.
Personally, but professionally,
yes, sir.
I got to do a job.
I understand,
right? I got to do a job.
I understand, President.
Yep, and if the attorneys sit here and tell us,
he tell me.
It is what it is, with no leeway.
There is, and it is certainly not a reflection of you. You're following the law, and like I said, it's a respect for the position that she held. And the citizens of her ward. And the law requires that you move diligently and swiftly. And I certainly wouldn't hold it against you. But my advice is to move forward.
All right. So we're voting on declaring her seat vacant right now. Then we're doing a separate vote on an election.
Well, I included it all in the same
resolution.
And if you disagree with the date that I came up with of the 17th, you can certainly pick a different date, but it just can't be
past 45 days.
That's right. It can't be any sooner than the 24th of February,
which is what the 24th is on.
It may even be a weekend.
The 24th of February would be the following.
That's a Tuesday, President.
The following
24th on a Tuesday?
On Tuesday,
the 21st, I'm sorry.
Oh, the 21st. I said 24th might have been even better, but since we...
The 21st is a Saturday.
So that's not counting weekend. So if we're not counting weekend, we can do the 24th.
weekends are counted in the 30
to 45 days.
45 days.
They are counted.
They are counted.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just saying that's a short time to prepare for an election. We actually do not have any election commissioners right now. This would not be an election about parties. You're running as an individual. No parties is involved in this election. So with us not having even commissioners right now, because the city has to run this election.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
That's right.
Right.
My understanding is there.
And now, the mayor has some names up here, but the terms of the old commissioner has expired.
Okay.
They have expired, so we don't even have commissioners now. So maybe at the next meeting, I said maybe, because I don't know how we would know about them till we vote on them. We will have an election commission, which is January what?
January 20th.
20. So they give the new commissioners less than a month to prepare for an election.
The ones who are named there season already have done the process before.
Okay.
Numerous of times.
President, I have a question.
Mr. Jennings, then I got you. Okay.
Is anybody on that commission that knows how to do an election, or we're going to do the whole thing? We're going to cast everybody out and just put somebody in
All three have.
That's not very.
All three have experience with city and county.
Okay.
Ms. Powell.
I was going to say that someone, as attorney, is there a way you can call Secretary of State and explain the situation only to get an extension for a reason? I'm not quite sure. Only we can break this law or change this law with Secretary of State. Am I correct?
And I don't know what the Secretary of State will say other than to follow the statute. But I'm happy to make the call.
Because, the person that leaving seat vacant, if you have consented it could be right. And plus, the people that you get for the election, it's going to take time to get people qualified, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, saying that, maybe they'll be understanding to give us like 4 or 5 days added.
That's possible. What I would suggest is leave the date in the resolution, and I don't see a problem with y'all coming back and amending that date, because the law says you've got to set a date. But I think just shooting from the hip, you can come back and amend that date.
Well, yeah, we're going to need to vote on it today. If not, because what if they say no, Mr. Powell? That we can't do it.
We go ahead and set it now, and then we try to get it amended.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll explain a brand new municipal election commission is being appointed in the situation.
Well, and just me, I'm sorry. Much as I hate to do this today, but if it's done, why undo it?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
If it's done, if we vote on it today and we declare that seat vacancy, coming back 2-3 days won't make a difference then now. What do you think, Mr. Palmer? Why undo it? You know what I'm saying?
President.
I agree.
Yeah. Why undo it? I don't want to do it today, got to, but why undo it once we did it?
I agree.
President, make that motion. I don't want to do it, President. Make the motion, President.
Make the motion, all right.
I'll swallow, President.
All right. A resolution declaring a vacancy in the office of the council member for Ward 6 and calling a special election to fill the unexpired term. As you see, the special election will be February 17th. Okay. Chair, entertain a motion.
President, one question, President. When would be the days for folks to come out and qualify for that position then?
They don't.
They don't have a date in their mind with them?
When would they have to? They got to get 50 signatures.
That's right.
And bring them in. Is there a deadline on that, Mr.
Deadline on qualifying for it?
On qualifying. Do we need to put a deadline? Don't it expose? That's when I say it. This statute is just. I never know a statute to make you move this fast.
It is true.
I mean, we've had other elected officials pass on, not just city councilmen. Did they fill Mr. Robert Moore election that counted that soon?
Yeah.
They appointed somebody. Okay. Yeah. They appointed somebody. Okay. Okay.
The candidates would have to qualify 20 days before the election.
20 days.
For election.
So if the election is February 17th,
It'd be by the end of this month, pretty much.
28, you think?
yeah, 28th, they stuff need to be in, though.
They be in by 28.
Mm-hmm. That stuff need to be in by the
17th.
28th. Thomas said yes. That stuff need to be in by the 28th. I mean, I don't like it, but I guess we have no choice.
No choice.
I really don't. I mean, I want to give even the candidates a chance.
I do too, bro.
You know, I want to. If it was up to me, this election wouldn't be till April.
It would be very difficult to campaign in 2 or 3 weeks.
Exactly. It'd be very difficult campaign in 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3
You know.
months. 2 or 3 months sometimes.
Exactly. That's the reason I said this statute doesn't seem right.
That's a tough job.
That's a tough job. That's a tough job. Because to my recollection, I came in many years ago under a special election. A councilman resigned and moved. And I had plenty of time to campaign. Mm-hmm. I remember. It was 3 of us running. We did have to get our 50 signatures, but I had way more time than this.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I had way more time than this. So that's how I came in so many moons ago. Yeah, I don't know if y'all remember Coach Carey's Fields. He moved and resigned, and I ended up taking his place. So, anyway, I read it. Do I share entertain a motion? Do you made a motion?
I made a motion, President. Didn't want to. I made a motion.
All right. Motion been made and seconded. Any further? All in further, right hand?
Man, it's hard.
It's hard, ain't it?
It's tough,
Opposing, same sign. Motion carried.
It's tough one, President.
Now, if any changes, as far as we can move the election date back, that's what I would love to come back up here and adjust, call a special call meeting.
I'll find out.
Yeah. Now, if we can do that, give people time. So,
I got them time.
yeah, I would love to come back and do that.
Close.
Yeah.
We'll give the candidate time
To-
the election commission.
And right, and the election commission. Right now, we don't have election commissioner.
They all
Now,
you coming in.
say, and I'm just putting this out there, all 3 election commissioners not approved.
Right.
You know, we're in a pickle.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a pickle.
But President, in this case, there's no holdover on commission, let commissioner in. I know sometimes we have a holdover. Anything out there done, attorney? That's the question.
It's specific to the statute. I'd have to look at it, but it's typically, limited unless there's language in the statute involving municipal election commissioners that would extend them beyond 90 days. And I think they expired in June, so we're looking at, over 6 months. So I doubt it, but I can find that out too.
Okay, moving right along. There's something I did put on the agenda that I would like to discuss under the study agenda. As you all know, we are in the midst and redoing our youth center. The majority of it is finished. It's actually being rented now because it's remodeled inside. Correct me? With Mr. Green.
Yeah, the inside is complete. It's working on the outside.
It's working on the outside.
Right.
Y'all know the fees we spend on that youth center.
Sure, bro.
So, what I would discuss, to let the council know as far as the study agenda, we want to consider increasing those fees because we got to collect that money back some kind of way. If the mayor's okay, I want to in charge maybe Mr. Green and Ms. Liddell to get together with some increase in fees, give them to the mayor, and the mayor, you bring them us. Okay? That we think are reasonable, that can help, cover the cost of this renovation. Okay? On that same note, and it's not on here, even though I want to increase the fees of the youth center, the car center fees literally need to be reduced. That's just me. Because the call center is not being used. I have constituents calling me now saying what is going on when they got to pay so much for the call center, then they got to pay for tables and chairs. And after you pay that huge fee, which is huge, and then got to buy tables and chairs, can't nobody afford it. So it's just sitting there empty. Nobody is. Am I correct, Mayor? Is it being rented? Maybe what, once a month? If that much?
I don't have the tape, man. I don't have the books.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it's just my suggestion that we reduce the fees because the city needs the money. If it's going to sit there and deteriorate without using, we might as well get some fees for it. Okay? And that's just my opinion. Ms. Cookster?
We also need to include a cleanup fee. I mean, have city workers clean up the Carl Center like all the rest of our.
If it'll help to me, right, that sell it and use it, I would agree with that too. Because the fees right now, I have constituents written it for a wedding, and they didn't know that they had to buy the chairs and the table after paying that huge fee. Which that fee is high, and then you got to turn around and buy the chairs and the tables. I thought that was not good either, and I agree with Ms. Cookster. I think a cleanup fee needs to be included in that price too.
Well, it needs to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Included
In that price. Yeah, because it's not being used.
I think it is being used.
Not continuously. Yeah, but I do think the price is too high. Yeah, if you're gonna set a fee, you're right. Put cleanup fee, chairs, tables, everything in there. You know, and that's just me. And I'm just, you know.
Well, that's something we could study because.
Yeah.
I mean, we read through, you know.
You're right. Okay.
Rentals are not.
Okay.
These nice venues are very expensive.
Yeah.
So.
Well, President.
Yes, sir.
I would recommend we put on a study then, President.
Okay.
President. And see what all included in that building. And so
Okay.
we can go from there with it all.
Okay. Well, would Mr. Green and Ms. Liddell also look at that too? Okay.
We don't have access to it.
You don't have access to it? Okay. I mean, as far as we have a contract with the fees, right?
So the contract states, but correct me if I'm wrong, that the facilitator covers the cleanup based off the contract that was
That's right.
The keys were changed at the Carl Center, so we don't have access to it.
Okay.
Or in the book. So.
Okay.
President.
But you do have access to what she brings in, right? To the city clerk's office.
Yeah, because
and can y'all look at that and see the benefits of that? And if we lowered the price, would it increase the fees for the city?
Okay,
that's what I want you to look at. Okay. Okay.
Well, President.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, so we not cleaning that building now, Mayor? Who clean that building now?
As according to the contract, the facilitator has to get it clean.
Okay, how she going about cleaning it? She pulling money out, but we should be getting off our bottom line.
I think the fee is. I'm not for sure, but it's being charged as extra. And so with the fee to rent it, the fee for chairs, the fee for cleanup, then the fee for tables, it makes it very expensive to rent. Yeah, add all that in it.
I thought we was clean.
And I have some constituents renting it for their wedding, and when they rent it, they didn't know all this extra came in.
President,
and you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. I thought at one time we was cleaning that building, man. At one time we stopped cleaning it.
Well, based on the contract, the facilitators oversees the cleanup.
I can't hear.
Huh?
I can't hear.
You can't hear? Okay. All righty. I need quietness from the audience, please.
President, this is a city-owned building, brother. That's why I thought we would still clean the city-owned building. Mm-hmm. If she paying for a cleanup fee, that's pulling money off our bottom line. If she charging extra to clean up, that would make the price be higher on renting the building out there.
Well, and the chairs and the tables.
The chairs and the tables. So,
yeah. So that's the reason I said I think it needs to be relooked at.
Yeah, I think so. Needs to be President.
Yeah.
Well, according to the contract, she's the facilitator. Other buildings are overseen by city employees.
But that was something that you changed. That hadn't been the case all these years, but that's
she wasn't an employee of the city, and yet
still something you changed.
Correct.
But President, who get the money for table and chairs when she rent it out then? That goes to the city?
City.
We get the money for table and chairs?
Yes,
And when we turn it in?
Let's look into that.
yes.
How should we turn it in then?
We get the money for the table and chairs, and she gets half of the rent of the building.
Okay.
Is my understanding of it.
So if we getting the money for the table and chairs,
Yes.
that's something that should be included to me in the fee, period. And to make up for it, hopefully is rented more. And, getting more income coming in. Because I have known even Mississippi Valley State University have said they are not renting it next year for something they've been using it for years because of the tables and the chair fee. And this come from Mississippi Valley, that they rent it for homecoming. They said next year they're not renting it.
So you saying, President, the table and chairs should be included with the
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I thought it was included.
It's not.
At one time. It's not included.
It is
Cleanup
not.
fee is tacked back on.
I'm not sure about the cleanup fee. I can't tell you about
Somebody's
that.
cleaned it in.
Yeah, but I do know the tables and chairs are so much like $6 a chair and like $9-10 a table, which can add up.
Add up pretty quick.
Yeah, can add up. So.
Well, not everybody wants to use those particular chairs for their wedding. Sometimes they bring in different ones. I mean, there are other factors to consider, but that is something we should say.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to bring your own chairs in, that's on you. But I don't think you need to pay that fee, right? And then you got to pay for chairs.
You don't understand venue rental.
Well, it's not for me to understand, but it's for me to address it when constituents come to me saying they think that's overcharging them. That's all I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. And I did. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. I had constituents coming to me feel like they was overcharged.
Let's study, brother.
Okay.
Let's study, brother.
Okay.
We'll go from there with it.
All hearts and minds clear?
I got one thing.
Yes, sir, Mr. Jennings.
I have a fair amount of property in Greenwood. I've got one building. I just want to tell you, like in California, people get taxed out of the realm of what the value of the property is and what it will bring in as rent. I've got a $400,000 building. I had advertised it for 18 months to rent it. Nobody rented it. Finally, somebody rented. I'm renting for $900. That's all I could get out of it. With the taxes and the insurance, I'm paying $1,200 a month to the city and to the insurance company. So basically, I'm keeping that building for the city, and I'm losing money. So you got to watch out. It's a delicate balance. The government can't just keep raising taxes. You got to keep up with the growth of the economy. My house value has gone down. My building's gone down from $400 to about $325, and now I'm paying. What if I don't rent it? I'm sitting there paying taxes and $7,000 a year insurance, and then taxes.
Well, Mr. Jennings,
I could assume give it to the city. And let the city handle it.
You keep bringing up the city, Mr. Jennings, and you are a city representative, and you notice the city did not raise taxes.
I know.
You keep saying the city. Your taxes increase because of the school bond and the county raised taxes.
I know.
Okay, it was not the city. Right. But you keep saying the city.
But it's still on the bottom line of the card as a tax.
It's a tax. I mean, you can't have a building nowhere and not pay city taxes.
I know.
Everybody gonna pay city taxes if they live in the city.
Property owner for 60.
We do our best, and you part of that, to keep our taxes reasonable. I'm not saying they cheap by no means. They're not cheap. But, we did not raise taxes this year. If anybody got a tax increase, it was because of the school bond and the county.
Tax are hard.
And that brings up a point I want to make. I don't know how I get the message to the person, but they built that school out there.
Oh, man. I
tell you, Ronnie, Richard Beatty and I and Wally have been in every state in this United States. And when I go into the community, I see a beautiful school right on the highway. I said, by golly, this town's making a great commitment. Look at that beautiful school for the community. This thing is going to be a half mile off the road out there where nobody sees it. I mean, let it be a statement to your commitment to education. I don't know why they don't review that. You know, kids will have to cross the highway to get to that school. They can't come from the neighborhoods and go to that school. I mean, there's just some delicate little points of why that thing should be in that big parade field by the school.
Do you know where I live at, Mr. Jennings?
What's that?
My house is right by the school, and my house is a neighborhood where the school will be built. So you saying you can't come from the neighborhood? You can literally, where my mom and dad lives at, you going to be able to throw a rock and hit the school.
What grade are they in? Are they seniors?
Well, they're seniors, but, you know, there are kids in my neighborhood.
Well, I know, but
you know,
95% of them are from...
You know, you got a neighborhood called the Buckeye. They would be able to walk there.
But it's a state road.
Yeah.
People driving by.
Yeah.
When you drive through a town, when you go into town and you look at the infrastructure and you look for the plywood in the windows and you look out of business, it tells you, immediately sends you a thing about this city. And one thing about it is a beautiful school, visible. There's millions of people that come through this town every month. And they're going to see one more abandoned school out there behind the Chamber of Commerce. One more over here at Threadgill, one more over here somewhere, and what are we going to do with those things? But I just think it's your badge of commitment to education. And I don't know how to get a message to it that, you know, it's a nice field out there, but it's not on the highway. I mean, visibility.
And I'm not saying we may not have a abandoned school here or there, but I can promise you it won't be Greenwood High School. It's too nice of a school for it to be abandoned, and I'm sure the school and the superintendent and the school board will find a good purpose for that school. And you're right, it's right on the highway, and it looks nice, and it will not be abandoned.
The rear end of the school.
Yeah, it would not be abandoned. So I think we jump into conclusions as far as that part, you know, so let's just hope for the best on this part. Hope for the best.
They say, boy, I wish we'd have built that thing.
I agree. Let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best. That's all we can do.
It's on the ballot.
We voted for it. Hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
I think praying is better than hoping.
Well, pray for the best. Yeah, I pray for the best. But one more thing, Johnny. Where that school is located, now you might have to look down the road, but I really believe you can see it from the highway.
What, on top of the grade?
No, you can ride down 82. You will be able to see that school.
Okay.
And nothing in front of that school but one little building.
Put a big sign out there and say, slow down. And look.
Well, it's going to say Greenwood Consolidated School so they can look right there and see it.
I'm just thinking.
Okay. I'm not here to debate it. Let's move on.
But you know,
Let's move on. Let's go.
President.
Let's go.
Let's go, President.
Let's go.